I think there's a problem with the cameras right now on the stream. I think
Hey,
they're over the
hey,
overlay.
stop it. I don't need your attitude here.
Uh-oh.
I
Uh-oh.
was working on it, thank you.
There you go. Oh, hey, we're in business. Alrighty, so everybody,
Yay.
welcome to the Best Damn Game Podcast, episode 16. 16 weeks in. A little shout out to Arma, our apparel company. Don't have any apparel right now on hand, but you can go check our shop at the Armor Apparel shop. It's in the
I
feature shop, and oh,
I got
there
some
you go.
somewhere. There's one.
Woo! I
Oh
got
nope, nope, that's not true. I got some in my background there. Thank you.
Oh yes, yes, we have the flag in the background. Yes, that is true. Little 10% off if you use the code Zomblers on our shop. Want to give a little announcement. Well, how are you guys doing? You guys doing good? Start off.
hanging out, chilling.
Yeah. All right,
Doing
cool.
just fucking peachy.
Oh, just peachy. Let's not get
Just
started with
peachy.
that. Yeah, so a little announcement. We've been working pretty hard in the past couple of weeks to work on a GTA online server for roleplay. Soon going to be in the works. Still have a few kinks to work out. Still in the alpha phase of the server, but we think it's something that's going to be good for the community. It's going to bring the community together, and I think it's just something exciting for us all. I think we've all been working pretty hard on it. Um, yeah, it's been a process, but I mean, yeah, I think everything's going well. What do you guys think?
Um, I'm excited. I mean, now this was technically my first time getting involved in helping building the server, and I will go on to say like it's going really well, and it. I feel like we're right there. We're at the cusp of just opening it up to everybody and letting everybody try it out. So I'm excited.
Yeah, we're gonna obviously be adding more things as we go. But yeah, right now we have, like you just said, we're really close to getting things launching. So yeah, people, if they want to test it out, they could always go into the server as it's live right now and see what we have going on currently. But I wanted to give a little shout out to that. Been working really hard. I think it's something pretty exciting for the community. Want to talk into a little topic that, well, you're very familiar with, Aaron, which is Valorant. There's one of these article writers that was talking about the episode 7 and the ranking system and how everything is working there. I just wanted to read a little thing as his opinion of what he thinks of episode 7. He goes, "It's safe to say that episode 7 has been what I had hasn't been what I've hoped for. Armed with training routines and new aimbot skins, I've determined to soar past Diamond, a rank I had been hard stuck on since episode 5. Well, 20 matches after, here I am still in Platinum 1, struggling to get back to my proven elo, let alone Ascendant and beyond. Yeah, Riot Games thinks it's a great idea to demote players down to 2 ranks every episode and have them prove their last achieved rank yet again. So that is one of the things that I did notice when I was playing Valorant, or if I was a player that I would fall off for a little bit, I would come back to the game and all the progress I pretty much made was gone. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know per season how it affects your rank, but yeah, I mean there is some certain flaws in the system that I've seen also. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think even just this act alone was just mind blowing to me. Just how much like you have to work to get back to where you were. Because I mean, I finished last act plat one, and right from the start of the next season, I was placed in silver three, like bottom of the barrel, like having to work my way all the way back up. And even still to this day, like I can't even tell you how long the season's been out for, but I'm gold one because you're getting put through the absolute ringer with people. Like I mean, I've talked to so many people, like my buddy who was an ascendant, dropped all the way down to plat, and he's currently diamond two, but like everybody has talked about it. The gold and silver lobbies are like the new radiant lobbies because you're coming across people who are still trying to work their way back up to like plat three and diamond, and you're just running into five stacks full of them, and it's
hmm.
tough. It's tough right now.
And then after that, you have those people that are in their rank that they're supposed to be in. Half the time they're playing, yeah, like as you just said, with Smurfs. So it's just it makes it so hard for both sides of the spectrum. So I mean, there's definitely something they're gonna have to fix, but how are they gonna implement it? How are they gonna fix it? Maybe they have to look at other games and see how they do their ranking system or how they do their MMR. Because I think it's a big problem with MMR, I think, is one of the things. Um,
I don't think
but
anyone does a ranking system well, though. That's the problem.
yeah, that is true. If you look at Counter-Strike, they've how many iterations have they done, or how many times have they like tried to edit the ranking system or whatever? I mean, tried to change how MMR works. But yeah. Yeah, it's true. But if you look at, I would say that if you looked at ESEA though, they did a pretty good. But it was obviously based off of RWS, so the damage you did on the rounds that you won, and then the total ADR, so the total damage you did on every specific round, instead of just a win or a loss simply. So, but then afterwards, that comes very complicated because if you have low performances, then your stats look awful. But and sometimes it could also be frustrating because you could be helping the team do the work and they will, you'll hit a guy for 80 damage and then he'll get the kill and he'll get the RWS instead of you getting the RWS. Anyways, that used to happen to me in ESCA. But yeah, you're right. No, there's no ranking system that is perfect. They're all kind of flawed. But
And
this one is very flawed in a way. Like, come on, you're bringing me down 2 pegs all the time. Like, seriously?
Like, you probably
just from
fucking
the very
deserve it.
wow, I feel
That's
very
me.
like personally attacked by that. I don't like that. But
Uh,
no, like I feel like this. There's definitely a lot of flaws. I mean, we can all attest to. I mean, if you've played Valorant before and you've gotten that one guy who gets obliterated 5 straight rounds and then leaves, then what? Like, you're stuck in a 4v5 for the rest of the game,
now
and then
hold
you
on.
still suffer. Like,
I shouldn't wave my hand at that because I'll get obliterated 5 rounds and just get obliterated the rest of them and stay.
yeah, and I mean that's cool. Like, I get that, and I'm cool with that. If you get pummeled like 21 straight rounds, to each its own. I get it. We all have bad games, but if you
mm.
stick around, cool. I get it. Like, I probably deserve that 20 RR lost or whatever. But when it gets to the point where if you lose 5 and somebody's like, "Well, it's chalked anyway. I'm just gonna leave." I like how. Why would the other 4 people suffer for that? Like, I don't get it. Those 4 are willing to stick it out
The
and
thing that's
possibly maybe get like a round or two and kind of help themselves. Like,
The
I
thing
don't
is
know.
stuff about rankings is like say ESCA they like I said they've done all kinds of different iterations of it where it was they did ADR which was it was player performance, right? So whoever did the most damage in the round or whatever or just in general you would just like on the high rankings. The problem with that is baiting. People would like sit behind you, wait for you to die, and then they would grab the frag or get the trade. So so then that made pugs very toxic because people were always just trying to like get you in that way. And then after that, when it came to RWS, where it was like on the rounds, you have to perform to be able to get higher, and it bases on the wins that you get, so you have to win the rounds. Then if you start getting plays with teams that are a little less skilled or not your level, or they're just messing around, then afterwards that ruins it too. So it's like it's so hard to find the right in between. Um, but yeah, I mean, they have some ways to go with that. We can maybe talk about one of the games that's coming out. August 22nd, Immortals of Avium. Um, Seemed like a pretty interesting game coming off of so we get out of the FPS scene. And let me look exactly what. So single player first person magic shooter. Tells the story of Jack is the main character. He joins an elite order of battle mages. I thought the game looked actually pretty. Um, the story behind it seemed pretty cool. It gave me kind of a Skyrim-ish vibe from when I seen the first like person view. Um,
Yeah,
but
I
a little
kind
bit different.
I definitely see that too.
So, I'm gonna
I
check
think the
exactly.
whole like
And
way of battle mages, I think that's interesting because I barely remember a game where like battle mages like ruled like the whole entire game. and in particular, like first person. Like I think that's something different. We don't see that too often.
Oh,
So I mean, I kind of like
motherfucker!
the idea. I kind of like
That
that
was a
idea.
big old dragon.
Oh, yeah, I
This
just saw
this
that. That's
almost this kind of
that's
gives me
insane.
the I don't know what the fuck I want to be kind of vibes.
Well, this is a game that
Yeah,
this is a
yeah,
game
no,
you would
you
like,
are
Jason.
right.
It's a
That's
single
crazy.
player game as well.
Yeah,
So it's a game that you kind of venture, has a storyline and everything. I guess the decisions you make influence the storyline.
yeah.
It's a game that's going to be available on all platforms,
I believe
even
I
Steam, EA, all that.
I believe I first saw this at the Xbox showcase this year. So they had it there.
That girl looks like a buff Vin Diesel.
I
That's
re-
kind of wild.
I
Like
re-
she's huge.
I would say
That'd be terrifying.
I recognize the face. I don't know from where though. I
I'd
recognize a
be
lot of the faces that they're using
yeah.
for.
That yes, the guy with the helmet that has the horns on it. He looks familiar. Like I've seen that before, and I think it might have been the showcase.
Yeah, like the
It it might have been like Summer Game Fest. I feel like that's where I've probably seen it. But
So once again, this game is on the Unreal 5 engine. I want to get becoming most definitely my favorite engine.
I'll say, see,
Um,
I don't recognize their main character here. I don't recognize this gent that they have. I recognize earlier in the video the black lady she was talking to though.
yes, I do remember her.
She
I definitely
she's
do.
she's been in so much shit. So
Yes.
where is she? I think she's even been in Destiny, hasn't she?
I think so.
oh, that could be, yeah.
She's making money. I'll give her what credit is
Uh
due.
huh.
She's
Uh
in so
huh.
many games
Uh
The
now.
huh.
She is like just soaking up
And
the
before
cash.
that, she was in all kinds of like movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
the Unreal Engine is just phenomenal though. As you're playing through the video, just seeing the wow, so pretty. Every game I feel like I always repeat and say the same thing, but like I'm so flabbergasted by their
uh,
graphics that you can
hold,
make with all these games. It's
hold on
incredible.
before we cut away. Special shout out.
Yeah.
Check those out, boys.
Right.
Oh yes.
Check those out.
Yeah.
Zombers Pro Sleeves are finally on the shop. That
Yeah,
is true.
Yeah.
they are live.
I'm gonna
They
Yeah,
need
took a
somebody to
are
little
cop me
wait.
live.
one.
Took a little wait, but we finally got them out. Yes.
I'm gonna need somebody to cop me one. I want one. I want to rock when I'm playing Valorant.
All right,
Yeah,
we
they
can
came out
continue
really
now.
good.
It was
We can
tough. I
continue
like it.
now.
Yeah, so next topic would be a game that some of you guys are familiar with. It's Town of Salem. So here at Zomblers,
Oh,
we do a community game night every week, usually on the weekend. We had our community game night the other day. It was actually really, really fun.
last night,
Microworks
thank
was the
you.
name of the game, and yeah, we
That
we
game was a
enjoyed that
blast.
quite a bit.
Now
And
we
I
had
think
some.
everybody was kind of
Yeah,
unsure how that
yeah,
game was gonna go,
yeah.
but I think it turned out to be one of the better games we've played. So.
oh yeah, that was
Unfortunately, I don't know if we got any usable content from the stream because of my computer fucking up.
No,
it's fine. I
no,
mean, we could run
no!
it
It
back.
is not fine because there were a few games that I won last night that I want to be able to go watch. Like that's upsetting, man.
Well, we'll run it back. We'll run it back. But yeah, so we could jump into this game that you were talking to me about last night. Yeah, I think we have a video that we could pull up. So Town of Salem seems pretty interesting. It's something I'm not gonna say it's Among Us, but it came before Among Us. But um,
No, 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 we're not pulling this. It is before Among Us. You can
yeah.
at me if you want. This game came before Among Us, and I
It
think
did.
it's better. You can at me if
It's,
you want,
it's
but
almost
it
like
is what it is.
the old game like you used to play in school sometimes called Mafia.
Wait, what did he just write in the chat?
Hair is healthy.
No, it is not. It is not. Okay, we do not we do not condone that.
But no,
But
I played the first one. I played Town of Salem 1. Or
So if you
just
want to
Town
give
of
just a
Salem.
little rundown on like what exactly the game is to the people that are watching.
Essentially, I think they're depending on the amount of players. You got one or two, maybe three that are evil characters technically. Murderer, serial killer.
You have the
Um,
mafia.
you have the mafia. So
Okay.
and the mafia slash serial killer's job is to kill and not get found.
Yes, and not get caught.
And then the rest of the groups can like since this person we're watching is the bodyguard, they are guarding this person. So if they get attacked, then I believe the bodyguard will die instead of the player that they're guarding.
Okay. And
Yeah.
okay, so afterwards you get little notifications in your chat box. Is that what happens? I see a timer at the top.
So the timer is however long it takes for the murderer or mafia to make a move, and they can either kill somebody or I know there's one of the rules that can actually protect somebody, but you can see that okay, somebody attempted to kill you, but you were saved by somebody.
Okay, so
That's
and I can
like
see the
the
bodyguard. He only has like one vest, so he can only protect one person, pretty
correct.
Yeah.
much. And then afterwards,
But
he's kind of useless.
you can leave a last will as well.
Okay, so okay, so you
Um,
could leave, yeah. So you could leave the will on exactly like certain information.
Yes, whatever
Nice.
yeah,
information you gather, you can write in your last will. So if for some reason you do die, the rest of the group can see your last will and try and use your info that you gathered to figure out.
I like this. This is something that'd be really cool as a for a community night. Yeah,
it is
we have some
incredible.
evil people too, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
it is incredibly fun to play. Like I said,
Pro
I don't know what all they've changed between the first one and this one, but
um,
it looks pretty much identical to the first one.
it
Yeah, it
it just
does.
seems from what Aaron said, it just has a lot more.
There's a
What
lot more roles to play.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which can maybe get a little bit more complicated, maybe a little more fun. I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure.
Because I've seen some of the trailers and there's some roles that I have never seen before. Like there's people that can cast spells on somebody
Uh, uh,
and all this other stuff. Like it's a lot different from the first one.
And during the day, you get a chance to vote someone off.
I like how the names, the whole conversation in the game is just so it's so unique.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
hilarious.
And
Um,
I think I like this one a little more because based on the gameplay if you're watching, as opposed to just deliberating and figuring out who it is, the person who gets accused goes on trial and they can use whatever they have to defend themselves. And then the group can decide if they're guilty or innocent. But it also can kind of come back and bite somebody in the behind because if somebody believes you're guilty and everybody says, "Well, he's innocent," well, that could be a little sketchy on somebody, and that could play out further on in the nights. So,
do you think we could, by any chance, play a little bit of footage of our game night last night or the other nights?
Okay. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me switch over to.
Hey, Mute, thanks for
Uh,
the sub.
woo!
oh, I know who
It's
that
Clay.
is.
It's
That's
Clay.
that's Clay. Yeah.
It's Clay.
That's my brother.
Yeah. Yeah, because that was really fun. I don't know if we have any safe footage from that, but that I just want to show people the MicroWorks game because I mean, for a free game that's on Steam, if you are bored and you want to play with some friends, honestly, it's a blast.
It was fantastic to be
The
honest
only
with
thing
you.
about the game is I didn't know how much attention span it actually takes. It's crazy.
Okay,
You do have to pay
that's
attention.
true.
That is true.
Because there's some stuff that like if you are not paying attention, like it will catch you off guard. Like I don't know how many times there was the one that was like do not move and I was already caught sprinting in the beginning, so I already failed that test anyway. So like there was a lot that kind of caught people off guard.
Yeah, I didn't look into it at all. I went into the game. I even skipped a tutorial, so um, It was just jump
All I
in
know
and
is
figure it out.
the final boss that we played, where it was like a shootout against everybody. I was getting destroyed by Jason. He was frying me every time, and I could not figure out how. Like it was like I would come off spawn and I'd die again from him, and I knew it was him because he was getting black and purple. Like I knew it was him. So, like yeah.
Alright.
Once, where was it when we got into the games here? There you go.
I found it, boys.
Woo!
So this one, when you start, it's all black and gray, so the game is not always like that. So it's
Well,
really
yeah, no, because we got the
The
noir.
special round, yeah, the special round active.
God,
I was just jumping around nonstop. I just realized. I just see my guy.
I don't know how many times I got ran over by that ghost train too.
oh God, dude, every
I heard so
time.
many people. We need to call that the oh shit train because I don't know how many times somebody said oh shit before they got hit.
Yep,
So
yep.
except for the highlighted tile, that was so confusing. You're black and gray. How
Especially
do
with those
Shake
colors,
it.
like that's hard to tell.
you... But yeah, for something you have to shake the can. It's just there's so many different things. The mini games as well at the end. The one with the railgun that we played with at first was two jokes. Those are lasers that come out. The
Lots of
game runs.
lots of random trivia, like anime trivia, like just kind of random fucking trivia that's mixed
I
in
knew
there.
those were chalked for me because I barely watch anime. So when those came up, I was just a random guess. It was
I
like
mean,
fuck it, I'm picking this one.
I say I've watched some, but I haven't watched the mainstream shit, and that's what they all talk about is the mainstream shit.
Of course, they always talk about like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, all those good ones.
Yeah.
And like I've only seen like 2 or 3 episodes, so some of them I'm like, what are they talking
I see.
about?
He went real yellow when it said.
Oh,
No,
Confusing
you
everyone.
no, 'cause I would have had it. I would have had it right, but I didn't hit enter in time.
Okay, because it said don't or.
It said type the color of the word, not the
Uh,
word.
yes, type the color.
oh, bonus points if
Yeah.
Grepo fails. Oh,
Exactly.
definitely.
There were some bonus points awarded to for some of the actions.
And I got that. And it fucking said don't do it instead of do it.
And I think somebody almost sabotaged our temperature gauge one time. So I think
Yeah.
it was like get to like 43 degrees. And I think somebody swooped in at the last second trying to sabotage it. I was like, no!
Jason was the one that was trying to sabotage it for sure. Like, what do
Oh,
you?
what an
What do
ass. What an ass.
you
This selfish guy. Somebody get him.
this was so enjoyable. I mean,
It was. It was actually very good.
For
I
a
did
free to
enjoy
play
it.
game, I don't think you
Yes.
can really complain with that.
yeah, the big hard hitters for me so far is the Pummel Party and this game. Real solid games, honestly.
But isn't that all we've
Um,
done for game night so
yeah,
far?
yeah, no, but at
It is.
least the two that we've
Yeah,
done are really
yeah,
solid. They
that's
could have been
it.
ass, you know. They could have been fucking boring. So, like the Gang Beast didn't really work out, but I mean, it's all good.
I think there's another game
I,
that we
don't, I
can.
really don't get the concept of having it on Xbox and then after having it on Steam and you can't fucking cross-play. I just
We'll have to see, but like, there's one other game that I think we could do, but again, it's kind of like that. Keep talking and nobody explodes. Pico Park. Everybody talks about it. That's like a true like team-based game where you all have to get to a certain goal, but it's all about like working with the team.
Oh,
And
that won't go well.
exactly. That's why I was like, oh, that
Good
could be
looking.
very interesting to see, but like, that could be very intense.
Pico Park. Let's
Pico
see.
Park.
Do not play this game with your friends.
you will
there's-
not be friends
is-
after.
I have seen so many gameplays of this. It is rage inducing because some people do some of the dumbest things and they just go yelling back and forth. It's
Makes
truly
me
like
think
you
of
need, like
keep talking and nobody explodes.
it's truly like you need somebody to kind of like lead the group to get where we're going. Otherwise, it's not going to work. Like it looks entertaining, but there could be a lot of arguments.
Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Come on. Is this the game or no?
Yes, and they're about to start. So what they have to do is they have to try and get everybody to to one part of the goal. So like yeah, here. So they have to like
Okay.
stack on top of each other to make a bridge. and that's gonna push the button, and that's gonna
It
make the
gives me
bridge
like a
better break
human fall
across.
flat vibes because it's kind of like that in human fall flat. Oh, nice.
So like once he pushes the button, a bridge comes down.
That guy
But
just
some of
died.
them fall off, and it's like, you dummy, like, what are you doing? So then, like, this part, you have to get all 8 people on the platform, and if one falls off, the platform drops back down.
Oh, this is teamwork related. This is gonna be
Mm-hmm.
hilarious.
So, like, you can't jump. To see it messes everybody up, so those 2 at the top have to jump back down to get on the platform. Like, it's rage-inducing. Like, it's just rage-inducing. You're like, what are you doing?
You got that one person that doesn't understand. He's like, "God, I'm
Exactly.
just
You
trying
get
my
that
best."
one person, like let's think of it logically. Who would be that one person in this game right now? If you had to pick somebody from the community, who would that be?
I don't know. I see
Hey.
Dylan raging at somebody. That's what I see. I see Rekka definitely
I could
raging
see
at some.
Hawk. I could see Hawk being that one person.
Oh, it could be.
Just
Could
to
be.
mess with everybody.
I see Jason going, "I don't understand," and we're all yelling at him.
Is that bad? That's the first thought that came to my mind. Is like that's gonna be me more than anything.
I didn't want to say it. I don't want to say it, but yeah, it definitely popped in.
Like, what the fuck, Jason?
Me, I thought of the person that would be raging first. That's for sure. But yeah, um, yeah, that's definitely an option. That could be something. We could try it out. But yeah, we have so many different options.
There's so many good just party games.
We just have to test out
I
some
mean,
of the games so we don't
I mean,
have
and
the
then
same situation.
we can't just forget about the Jackbox party set.
Of course, exactly.
I mean,
Jackbox.
you can't forget about those either.
That game's usually pretty fun too.
I've never played that.
It's a bunch of like party games.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, really?
It's, yeah.
Just a bundle of party games.
Like, or we could do we could go with Cards Against Humanity.
Oh no! Oh no! I'd be
Rekka had a
down
good
for it.
idea. We could do a poker night. That'd be nice.
I'd be down for a couple of those, especially like Cards Against Humanity, because that game is so much fun.
Oh God.
Oh yes, absolutely. That might have to be like that might be one of those drinking type nights, because then it
Yeah.
can really get spicy. Like,
I don't know if we'll be able to do it on stream at all. The whole gang though. It'll get too
Nah.
violent or something at one point. It'll get vulgar.
That may end up having to be a straight to YouTube type of thing.
Yeah,
exactly.
straight to
Yeah.
YouTube, cut out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to jump into another game though. Changing the topic a little bit. Something people have been streaming, playing, Remnant 2. That came out. IGN came out with a little gameplay thing. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it, but game has been looking solid. I think I had watched Shroud and Summit playing it.
I was gonna say, I think Shroud's streaming it right now.
Right now, okay.
Yeah.
And this is on the Unreal Engine as well. Yeah, of course, the way that it looks.
Looks
yeah, it's on the Unreal 5
fantastic.
engine.
It looks super good.
Oh yeah, phenomenal.
And see, it must be me personally, but judging by like the cover art, my first instinct was like, oh geez, it's another Diablo. Like, here we go, it's a Diablo 4 with like Remnant 2. But now that I'm looking at it, it looks like
Looks like a Last of Us.
a Last of Us, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Last of Us, or what's the other one? From Tom Clancy, The Division.
Division.
Like,
Yep.
yeah. I'm kind of getting like a Division type vibe from it, but
Yeah,
I think
you
it
know,
looks really
From watching people actually play the game, though, the mechanics in the game, the way that the game plays, how smooth it is, how good it looks, how just the inventory system and whatever, all that stuff is actually like really, really nice.
I bet I'm assuming this game's a full 60, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Price.
I'm gonna look right now to be
I would
100%
think
sure,
so.
but I am $49.99 US.
Oh, it's not even a whole
That's not bad.
60.
Yeah, it's not even a
That's
whole
impressive.
60.
It's on Series X.
60 for me.
PlayStation
that's
5. It's on
I mean,
all the good stuff too. Now,
Yep.
I kind of
and-
see why it's got so
Hold
many
on.
like people, because it's
You have
relatively cheaper to most games. Like,
you have three different versions as well. You have the standard, the deluxe, and the ultimate. The difference between all three of them, I have no idea. Um, but
yeah, no, that I could easily see why it's gaining so much traction. I mean, it's a little cheaper than most games nowadays. Like,
Remnant 2 does not have crossplay. I just looked that up.
oh,
So if I got it on Xbox, I couldn't play with the PC players.
you do have an online co-op though that you can go through
Yeah,
with a
but
friend, which is something that's pretty cool.
yeah,
yeah,
that's pretty
yeah.
cool. I like that.
It's actually surprising, isn't it? I feel like the trend that we're seeing that more and more games are not cross-play with each other. Is it just me, or
Um,
is it because of certain things, legalities? I don't know. I've
See, I wish I knew that
maybe the
answer.
rights to the platforms. I have no idea, but I feel
it's
like we've been seeing that trend lately now.
we have a lot of smaller studios coming in, and I'm not. I think this at the beginning this said Gunfire Games, which I've never heard of.
Yeah, I've never heard of that
Um,
studio.
but from what I know about crossplay, is it is a ton of coding work because
Okay.
you have to interact with all three of the different online like programs. So because Xbox Live is different than just regular PC gameplay, it's different than, and then PS5 is this whole other thing too.
And I'm guessing you have to
And
accommodate to
and
each platform and how
and
they
then
run things as
yeah,
well.
and then you have to code them together to communicate with each other.
Mm,
God, that's a lot. Yeah, that is a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
of work.
yeah. But no, Remnant 2 looks pretty damn good.
I Yeah, I'm impressed by it.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what right now what Shroud has 7,000 people watching him play the game. I was watching him the other day. It looked really smooth.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was just saying. Those, I mean, I from seeing him play, I couldn't find any kind of like flaws or anything like that, even at get-go. So yeah, they definitely
Yeah,
did a
yeah.
good job on that. Um, we could jump into the news with another game that's coming out. Definitely a different game. It's called More Guns Than Texas, which I really thought was hilarious. But this is a game that's going to be based more on
Oh
just
my lord.
if you're more
What
into
the
like
fuck is
the
this?
the waves of I don't know. I felt like it's something that if you want to just burn some time,
Wow, there's a lot going on.
Yes.
yeah, I actually like that, but it
He just
depends.
got another damn gun. What the fuck?
Gosh, that looks like
So you
Overwatch.
have
I'm
different
sorry.
rewards for
This
things that you
reminds me
get.
of those games you used to play in the arcade where you have the actual gun that you have to point and shoot.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
like the alien ones.
Like the car the yeah, and like
I'm
the
a huge
Literally.
arcade kid, man. So that's
the
Yeah.
one that was like the zombie carnival type thing.
Yes. Oh,
so
see.
once you pop certain things, you get rewards you could pick, and then you can use them. You get different points and stuff. But I guess the whole point of this game is just you get to different levels. So you see level 41, and then it just gets more tough, and just I don't know. It's something I thought was pretty interesting. You have different bosses and whatnot. Um, don't think the price point of this game is gonna honestly be very expensive. So I mean, it's not for everybody, but maybe people that have a specific genre
Yeah,
that they
this
like,
is
or
definitely
more of an
not
arcade
yeah.
look.
This
Some of
is
those monsters is giving me like a Doom vibe.
this is
Like,
definitely the definition of an arcade shooter.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I don't think there's any debate on that. That's exactly
Yeah,
what it
yeah, it's
is.
definitely an arcade shooter. Not my style, but hey, it's interesting, that's for
I was gonna
sure.
say, yeah, it's not my cup of tea, but
Yep.
I mean, it looks interesting.
Then we could banish to another pretty game that's going to be coming out on August 15th. It's actually a game that's available on all platforms. You guys probably heard about it. It's Hammer Watch 2. I don't know if you guys have ever played the first one. Um,
I
but
never even
I
heard
had
the name.
okay, that's good. Um,
What we
so
got?
this yeah, let's check it out.
Alright, character customizations.
Like that.
So it's
Let's.
made by Crackshell That's the name of the developers. So yeah, it's more of a top view kind of 2D RPG game running around. Um, I thought it was actually pretty cool, pretty unique from looking at it. Um, you can obviously be able to play with your friends and everything like that, follow different
I think I kind of like the whole aspect
storylines.
of like these are the types of games that are still being built, and they are still really, really good. Like some of these top-down games are very impressive. Like I know some people would think, oh, that's kind of like old, like those are old style types of games, but no, they deserve to still be around because some of them are really, really good. Like,
I don't know. Maybe because I'm an old school gamer or something like that, it piqued my interest. But something a little bit more simplistic, little
Yep,
RPG
yep.
game.
I do like it.
Um,
It does seem interesting. That's for sure.
I think there's
Will I play it? Probably not. Um, it
I
kind of
have to see
reminds
more
me.
gameplay.
I was gonna
the
say,
surprising thing about games like these are the type of games where you look at it on a video and stuff, you go, it doesn't seem my type of game. But then when you get into playing it and stuff like that, it actually gets somewhat interesting.
Yeah,
But I think it's more of a type of game you have to try it beforehand.
yeah. I kind
But
of have to
kind
see a
of,
little more gameplay to like kind
kind
of
of
determine if I want
the style of it reminds me of Pokemon.
to.
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, exactly. That's why I liked about it was
Yeah, it reminds me
Game
of
Boy
the.
back in the day.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely has that style to
It
it.
looks like Zelda.
The old
You know,
school
it might be
Pokemon,
available on the new
Zelda.
Yeah.
PSP for PlayStation.
Um, do
That
not start me with
still
that.
looks like
Do not
shit.
start me with that.
Yeah.
That
That
Uh,
still
extended
looks like
PlayStation
shit.
5 controller. Give me a break.
uh,
That thing's a fucking joke.
And
yep.
that I honestly thought it was a parody, if I'm honest. I was like, there's no way this is actually happening, right?
They're like, how do we put the least amount of work into making a brand new PSP? Let's go.
It
Just
looks
cut
like
a remote in two, put it between fucking a
it,
tablet.
it looks
Good.
like those things that you can buy off Amazon for like $15 that you put your phone in between and just run it like that.
Yeah, it looks exactly. Yep. But they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg for it.
Oh,
Correct.
So ridiculous.
Because it's Sony. Yes.
Anyways, yep. Just want to show this game. Interesting. Um,
Ugh.
something not like the other game that we looked at. There, it's not for everybody, but if anybody wants to check it out, um, has some value to it. Um, what else do we have on our topic list here? Nope.
I think we went through our topic list.
We went
So
through our topics, so
oh man.
we're
I,
hitting about the 45-minute mark, so we
we
are pretty much there.
as I say, we want to go ahead and call it.
Yep, yeah, we could do that. Um, yeah, thank you everybody for tuning in. We're gonna be here next week on Monday once again, and we'll catch you guys on the Flippity Fib. Don't make sure to check out our game night on Sundays coming up. So that's our next thing. Anything else, boys?
No, I think I'm pretty good. I'm good right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think we're
And there we
good.
go.
I think we're good.
Shut her down.
Woo! Yeah.
All right, boys. We will see y'all next time.
Yes, sir.
Woo!